Christopher's gone. Ah, look at that. Is that an AK?
That is an AK.
That's beautiful.
It
Yeah.
is. Thank you. Thank you.
Look, I'm more like UK style.
Pocket knife.
Nah, I got like
Okay.
that. Plus, I got 2 other swords in my room. Padre's joining in 3 minutes. Hey, I have no clue where he is. Christopher's not here anymore.
Hmm?
Christopher's gone.
Where'd he
Right?
go?
I don't know. His screen is frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen. Oh, maybe he's part of the Matrix and we just didn't know it.
Let's take a screenshot. Make him a
Mhm.
sticker.
We
There we
should.
go. Chrome is being done. All right. Go and join soon. Jonathan,
Yes, sir.
how you been, man? How's it going?
Oh, been fighting off all the idiots, all the take haters.
Oh, yeah. I saw the video. The video's hilarious.
Dude,
I'll
these
pull it up.
guys are those guys are like insane. Because
Yeah.
all I said was like I don't even try to get into a debate about the legal stuff. Because when it comes down to it, the only people that really know are the Tates, the victims, if there are any, and the people with the evidence, right?
Yeah.
So how the hell is this fag and a crayon like know anything? All they know is what people tell them, so they're feeding them information, right? Everything else is, I mean, even if you want to say they're making an educated assumption off of what they're seeing, it's still an assumption because they don't know. Cops don't
Exactly.
need their the cops don't need their help. The government doesn't need their help. So really, all they're doing is dick riding, trying to become famous and ride their coattails. And that's the part that bothers me about it. It's like it makes me you're taking something. All this stuff could be completely fabricated because who's ever said that a rich man ever did something to him? That never happens, right? Okay, so let's just say that every single bit of this is fabricated. You are literally dragging this man's name through the dirt when you don't even know. You believe it, but you don't know it. There's no way for you to possibly know it. So you're trying to get rich off of it. And to me, that's bullshit. And the only thing that I said was the actual comment that led up to that was somebody had said that basically the guy, all he does is like he hates this man, but literally his life is wake up, post about Tate, go to sleep, repeat. That's what he does all day long.
Yeah.
And
The
what is
thing that
going on?
actually gets me from all of these haters is the fact that, one whisper here, one whisper there, one whisper there. We got 2 Christophers in the chat. What the fuck?
It's
Is
a
to
matrix attack.
yeah.
No, 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 no,
You are
no.
part of the matrix.
Was there a me in there when I was figuring out my Google shenanigans because
Mhm.
Chrome is being
Yes.
retarded right now?
I kind of hope he just stays there like this the whole time.
That looked funny on the recording. I've been cloned. This is amazing. My fiance is going to be terrified when she comes home and realizes there's 2 of me. Ah, shit, there's another one of them to put up with. Great.
You can get way more work done now though.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Well, probably not with that guy because he don't appear to be very active.
Yeah, he's just kind of sitting there, isn't he?
He's probably
he, he just sits there and looks pretty. It's all good.
well, he looks.
Jesus.
He definitely looks.
He looks. Yes, pretty is debatable.
I literally start out every day at work asking people that. I walk in and I say, "Have you ever seen the Family Guy episode where Chris started the quinceanera business?" And he's asking, he asked Brian if he feels bonita. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
No.
Okay, you're gonna have to find that video. It's like Family Guy. Do you feel bonita? I literally start out every single day at work walking up to people. And, do you feel bonita?
That is amazing.
Feel
He's
bonita.
you're gonna watch it. This is amazing.
Yeah, why not? Right? We learn together. We're bringing our European brothers into the fold.
Oh Lord.
Yep, that's it.
This one.
Yep.
Do you? Do you or do you not?
Oh, it cut out on all the Spanish at the end. Yeah, so I literally start out pretty much every morning like that. I'll get in the
Hey.
car and just randomly ask somebody if they feel bonita.
Yes.
Hello,
And
G's.
do you ask it specifically in that manner? Do you or do you not feel bonita?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Good.
Every single time.
Amazing.
It never fails.
Incredible.
So, you want to play the video?
We're doing this again.
Say again?
You want to
Alright.
play the?
To
You want to play
loop.
the post from yesterday?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, your post. I didn't watch
Give me a
that yet.
second. That's good, that's good.
We'll all
That means that we're getting a
experience it
raw
together.
reaction. Jonathan, there we go. Let's put his beautiful face on the
It's
screen.
bonita.
now it's to Jonathan. Look at this.
Yeah. This one, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Physiognomy is real.
That fucking guy, man. Like arguing with his people. If you want guaranteed engagement, just go on there and just say anything. Anything. If it doesn't like drop down and suck their dick, they 100% are against you. Like I just asked a random question one time. I'm like, so how do we know all this stuff's real? And they fucking all come at you. You're like, oh, okay.
That's
So
what
you actually have the evidence? It's fucking shit.
the mob. The mob is hilarious.
Dude, it's guaranteed way to make your engagement go through the roof.
Truth versus Tate. Wow, man. Dedicated hater.
The funny part is if you look at his stuff and then you look at that other fag stuff, they literally post the same stuff within like minutes of each other. So it's like, okay, so who's actually doing what? Because one of y'all is riding the other one's dick too.
What I think is interesting about all of these haters, and it's of anyone generally, is they always look like their life is absolute shit. Just the
100%.
whole fucking thing. Because I saw his face in that video that you made, which hilarious description at the end, by the way. I love that. And I immediately knew, yep, that seems like the bottom feeding, hating type. Physiognomy's real. You can look at somebody and know instinctively whether or not they're a piece of shit. It's wild.
Hey, pull up his profile. The gadget guy, whatever his name is.
What's his name?
Gadget, some shit like that. GAD fag.
sorry.
I don't know. Something like that. I don't see it. If you go search the crayon guy's shit, it'll be on there. If you can search his friends.
Following.
Hold on.
This guy.
Which one? Nope. Nope.
Jason, no.
Nah, he's not. He's gay, but that guy's gayer. It's like a teal green little icon he has, like a little picture of him, and all his random gayness.
Gayness in the cup.
Yes, and he's from Australia too. So I mean, that right there tells you it's even worse.
This guy.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll find it right here. I'll just read it to you. Oh, that was it. That was it right there. Yeah, read his profile.
Trending news of covering Andrew Tate and influencer culture. Featured in 60 Minutes, The Australian, Vice News, and The Advertiser.
Long COVID.
And Plots.
That's my favorite part. The long COVID. I'm like, oh, you're one of those fags too. That dude is a complete fucking.
All of them.
Like
Are.
he was talking about what's his name, Myron Gaines, that guy. That
Yeah.
like
Myron is
this
scary.
guy. This guy gives advice about how to pick up women and blah blah blah, and he'd said so and so. I'm sitting there thinking, dude, I don't give a shit if he gets turned down by everybody he's ever talked to. There ain't no way in hell I'm gonna take your advice talking to women over his. Like, there ain't no way in hell. Now, if I want advice on how to pick up a guy in a gay club, maybe, but that ain't never gonna happen. So
This guy's a menace. Look. All the comments. He don't give a fuck, man. Myron is a menace, man.
So Chris, how's Tinder going?
Not sure. Don't
Oh.
have it. Don't use it.
Gave it up.
I tell you all the time, I don't use it.
Hey, he brought his AK.
Holy shit.
Congratulations, sir. Well done.
You know, just in case I get attacked by some Somalis or some shit today, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, shit.
That's a big thing in the U.S. right now because Trump went off on the Somalis.
Isn't the average IQ for that country like
70?
it's low?
Yeah, that's like
it's
70.
low. Yeah.
I think I looked it up today. It was 70, or somebody else had looked it up on saw it on X. They let Grok pull it up. think Rock said it was like 70.
Padre. My God,
love
he
him, I love him.
lives.
Now I got to get up again. Padre, look at this.
He's got to show you his favorite toy.
That's lovely.
It is.
Well,
That
it's
is
not
very
lovely when
lovely.
someone's pointing at you. But
Well, that's why you have it, so nobody points it at you. You get to point it
yeah,
at them.
yeah,
Like
of
when they
course.
pull out their little pocket knife, you go, "Oh, really?"
She.
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Correct.
Very true.
Oh,
Nah, imagine the UK roadman against, the
American Southerners.
yeah. Imagine that fight. That would be hilarious.
That'd probably be the easiest life of the Americans ever.
Be fun.
It'll
I
be
mean,
fun to watch,
that
but
is literally why no one can ever take over America. You will not take over America.
Because you're not
Because
just counting our military. You're also counting every random citizen with a gun, and that's most of us.
Yeah.
And we could take out one, maybe two of whatever army they're throwing at us. Their forces get depleted so fast. We
but you got
win
to remember,
every time.
to say that's not to say that America can't be beat in a war. We're just saying nobody can come to America and take over America. Like it won't happen.
Bro, it's 68. That's fucking room temperature.
68.
Holy
Room
shit.
temperature.
in Somalia is around 68. So that's like
That's
the lower
handicap.
end of it, bro. Dude,
Yeah, that's handicap. You're barely able to tie your shoes at that point in time.
Damn. Shout out the Somalis, bro. Why?
but shout out to them, man. They need it.
Yeah, I mean, what could bringing that to your country possibly? How could that benefit the population?
They're dumb. They follow instructions. They will not question anything the government says because they're not smart enough to think of any questions to ask. They will take
Bro,
orders
not
and vote
following
for whoever
instructions.
gives them. They will take orders and vote for whoever gives them free shit. Because that's how
Well, we
they're.
have a lot of Somalis in the UK. I'll tell you one
That
thing.
doesn't surprise me.
I'll tell you one thing. They are by far the funniest group of people out there.
Yeah.
Love
Especially
them.
the boat stories, man. They're real.
Intellectual disability below 70.
And that's your
Oh.
average. That's
That's the-
taking all of the smart ones and all of the dumb ones and putting them in
All
a
together.
distribution that has tails, which means there are some, like, you can go just a hair left in the distribution, and they are even dumber than that. I want you to think about this for a second. What would that do to any nation they enter?
Well, I can show you what it did to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to tell me what it did to Minnesota. I've seen
I
it.
mean, we
I
have-
have experienced it.
My favorite thing is we have what's that retard's name?
Ilhan
Omar. Yeah. So she literally rails. She's like first generation American, and she rails about racism and not having opportunities for people of color and stuff like that.
And
And
yet,
in one generation, she literally made it to Congress.
correct.
It's like, you are a 68 IQ. You're a fucking 68 IQ. If you can't put that together and figure that out, that holy shit, everything I'm saying is absolute bullshit. You're either just a straight up fucking liar or a fucking idiot.
It's actually the former. And I'll tell you why. Because with her family, there were another, 80 to 100,000 Somalians that were brought in and planted in Minnesota by the Obama administration. And Governor Tim Walz was just like, yeah, we'll take them. Great. And then she got voted in by her own people. They blew out numbers-wise everybody else in the state at that point in the areas that they needed to. So she's saying exactly what it is that her voter base wants to hear and wants to vote for to stay in office. So I would argue she's probably one of the smarter ones. Now, comparatively dumb
So she's at
for many
75.
people. Yeah, probably 75, maybe 80. She's maybe pushing 80. Even still, she's smart enough to say what she needs to say to stay in office.
I'll tell you what I think happens a lot of times with people like, say, Oprah, Obama, Omar, these
AOC.
people. Yeah, well, no, not necessarily AOC for this one. Um, I understand how AOC won, and I actually do respect her for it. I actually do respect her for it, and I'll tell you why in a second. Remind me to get back to that.
Yes.
Um, so you have Obama, who became president of the United States. You achieved the fucking pinnacle, right? And that same man is telling you how it's impossible for black people to be able to do this or be able to do that, blah, blah, blah. And I think he actually does believe that shit because I think the same thing with Oprah. What, richest fucking woman on earth? Maybe.
One of.
It
One, definitely.
in their mind, it means I'm special. I was able to overcome this stuff that nobody else can overcome. And it's their ego that actually blinds them to it.
That's a fair point and an angle you could take, but by the same token, the question that we pose could absolutely be asked to them, which is, if it's so hard for blacks and people of color and women to get into positions of power, to build a life for themselves, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, how did you do it then? What
White
makes
man,
you
white,
so
white,
special? You're
white man,
black, you're a female, you're this, you're that. What makes you
white,
special? And when you
white
ask
man,
them that question,
white man, you're too white to see it. You,
I
you
like
don't
it.
see it, white.
But when you ask them that question, their brain stammers. It's like when the teleprompter turned off on Obama, and he's like, if.
Yeah,
That's what
he sounds
happens
like
when
he
you
sounds
when
like a
you
68
ask
IQ.
them what makes them so special. It immediately flips everything they're saying on its head because now they have to explain, okay, how did I actually get where I got to?
Well, and that's always been my argument is okay. So here's the thing: if every single minority, if you look at a successful minority, a person in that group, and everybody followed the same exact path as far as making the right decisions, doing this, working hard, blah 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 blah, they would have the same outcome.
Correct.
They would have the same outcome. And so why can't that be pushed? Well, because there's no money in that shit.
There's no money in it. There's no votes in it. People don't like, and this is the general populace, this isn't just minorities. People don't like taking responsibility for their lives. They'd rather that somebody in government tell them that they're oppressed and try passing all of these laws to give them all this free shit, and they can get a ride off into the sunset without having to do anything. That's what people want because they are inherently lazy. It has been programmed into them by society, by the matrix, by the media, whatever you want to call it, by the system, for them to not think for themselves, to not have any internal motivation. It all has to be external. It all has to be external validation, and people tell them they can do shit before they do anything. And even then, it's not enough. It makes them easy to control. And they design it that way because when you've got people living off the tit of the government, everything that the government says goes. You got to do what we say or we're cutting off your welfare. You got to do what we say or we're cutting off your Section 8 housing. You got to do what we say or we cut off all of these things that you benefit from us because you voted for us. So you better vote the way we want you to vote. You better put on the mask. You better take the dildo up the ass. Whatever it is they say, it will go because people are dependent on the government. Mentally, physically, financially, all of it.
So we can get to why I respect AOC because I know that's going to gotta blow your mind.
This should be interesting. Go for it.
It's actually not that bad. And y'all will probably agree after. Um, we are all firm believers that you don't necessarily have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to outwork everybody. You have to take action. And the way she got elected was literally walking to every single door in her precinct or her district, knocking on the door, putting out her hand and introducing herself. Now, she is not a bad looking woman until she opens her mouth. And after that, she's hideous. But if she came to your door, if she doesn't get on topic, if she doesn't try to address topics, she can sound intelligent. Like she is well spoken when she wants to be. And if she came to your door, introduced herself, and you'd been dealing with this old guy who hadn't did shit with you for years, why wouldn't you give her an opportunity? But she outworked everybody. She out hustled everybody.
And that's respectable because it takes balls to begin with to go up and knock on somebody's door when you don't know what the hell their reaction's going to be. You don't know that person. She probably didn't have much security at the time. She was putting herself at risk. So that is absolutely respectable because I don't know many men who would have the balls to do that.
Now, I wish she would hurry up and lose and get the hell out of there because she's an idiot. And I mean, she's destroying everything she touches. However, I can respect that.
Now, here's the flip side to that coin. I think that there should, in some instances, be absolute morons in power to show the people here's how bad it can get. Let's not do that. That's why the 2020
Yeah,
election went the
right.
way that it did. I think it was
Well, yeah.
let to happen that way to show people how bad Democratic control could get in government. How
Yeah,
far down the rabbit hole we could go. It
well,
shocked them out of apathy.
you say that, but then we end up with 68 IQs voting in idiots that keep them there forever because they're too stupid. Like stupid people don't know they're stupid, so they hear the stupid shit. Like we try to get rid of idiots, and they just keep making better idiots. Like no matter what you do to stop it, and it just seems to keep snowballing and snowballing to where you have, well, I mean, we'll say you got 10% of the population that's not retarded, and the rest of them are handicapped. So, I don't know how you overcome that eventually. So I think eventually it's going to overrun you.
Yeah. And that's the other angle to take with it. That's why I said a small amount of bad actors just to keep people, the sane people, aware of the enemy. Now, as far as getting society to a point where most people at least have some level of a brain, and just for the people who are listening to this after the fact, we're not necessarily talking about any one particular racial group. We're talking about people who are idiots in general. How do you get society to a point where the majority of people aren't necessarily morons? The answer is you don't. You just have to make sure that the people who know what the fuck they're doing manage to stay in some level of power so that the world isn't completely thrown into hell in a handbasket.
Well, you have to get people away from thinking with feelings and actually thinking with logic. And you don't even have to be 100% intelligent to be able to do that. You just have to realize, okay, this is a feeling, this is a thought, and focus that way. Because a lot of people, especially right now, everything's voting off of feelings. That's why all politicians always go after feelings. How do you feel? How do you feel? You know, they try to make you mad. They try to make you sad. They try to make you feel bad for somebody. All right, let's, there's stuff going on right now. Have y'all seen the stuff going on with the cartels right now, where we're launching missiles of cartel boats off the coast of Venezuela?
No, I have
I've caught wind
I
of it
haven't.
from my dad as far as
So
they're blowing
Okay.
stuff up. And the media
they
is
got the
making a big tizzy about it because we don't know if they're terrorists. Motherfucker, have you seen what a fucking satellite in the US can do? A military satellite? How
yeah,
clear the fucking images from up there? We know.
we're we're drone striking the shit out of these fishing boats, but they're not fishing boats. They have cocaine on 'em.
Hmm.
And the Democrats in our country are talking about Trump's killing all these innocent people. And I'm sitting there thinking, are y'all fucking idiots? These are you could have an arena full of 30,000 people, and to prove a point, these people would go in and massacre everybody if it got them more power and got the governments to back off of them. They would absolutely do that in a heartbeat. They would go in and massacre men, women, children, whatever. And you're worrying about launching a rocket up their ass? It's like, oh my God, why? You know what I
S-
mean?
s-
Why?
Some news outlets were actually saying that Trump's getting ready to go to war with Venezuela. Oh,
And
Seth.
I think he is. And I don't think people realize what it's for. I think part of it, I think he's using the drug stuff as an excuse. But what I actually think it is because China has gotten such a huge presence in South America, and we can't allow China to get that close to us
Yeah.
because that pretty much gives them a path to come all the way up through Mexico. China has openly said that they want to take us out by 2030. I think it's 2030. That's their plan, and
Well, they're
that's
close enough.
why, huh?
Said they're close enough. They're creeping
Yeah,
up.
and with the oil and everything else that Venezuela has, strategically, we need it. Now, I'm definitely one of those people that says we should mind our own business, but I understand why he's doing it. like to me, we got to have a foothold in South America if China's got a foothold in South America, because there's going to be global powers. You want to be one of, you want to be the superpower. You don't want to be second, third, or fourth.
Level up the playing, level up the playing field.
Playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Y'all want to see something cool?
Playing field.
What do you got?
Y'all appreciate this.
By Dylan Madden.
Think
Hey,
Oh.
look at that.
How?
Okay.
Like,
How?
this book, he told me, he messaged me in private and told me that I guess this book actually got like ripped off from him. Like Amazon like ripped it off or something, and he don't even get paid off this book anymore. He was like, holy
Wow.
shit, I haven't seen that book in forever. So yeah, this is back to the the very, very basics of all the stuff that he teaches. Like brain. I got it off Amazon.
I think I don't know. I think it probably discontinued now because I've not seen
I got it.
any.
I got it a few months ago. That might have been a year ago. I got that thing now.
'Cause I haven't seen anything about it.
That book came out before he was ever even in the real world. This is like old school.
Fair enough. Probably
he wrote a new
discontinued
one.
then.
This was 2017.
Yep, this was long before
long
the
time
real
ago.
world.
Yep,
Long time
2017.
ago.
So it makes sense that he wouldn't talk about it inside of the school because obviously he's educating all of us in there now too.
Well, I saw
Yeah.
that he posted that little, like the picture of that one book that one time. Yep. He posted the picture of that one book, and I was like, so I was wondering if they sold it on Amazon. So when I got to looking, I found this one, and I was like, okay, let me see what this one's about. And it's basic. I mean, some of the stuff's changed. Like it's real basic. But it is pretty cool to still have it.
It's cool to have, and plus, it's a way to start, you know? I remember he was talking about him having another book. It's called The Mad Strategy, but he said he doesn't think that he'll release it anytime soon. You know?
No, it's not like he gave that to a friend, right? That's really all he made it for right now. Something
Yeah,
like
for
that.
his friends, probably his business partners and whatever, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Definitely is. Very cool. Is there any way that you can remove the clone of Christopher
God only
from
knows.
Clone of Christopher. What?
You can't see it, but these two can. Jonathan and I can see the second me because I was having techie issues at the beginning of this thing. And my
I'll send a pic.
Chrome
Well,
shut down. And I was
yeah,
like,
show
what
us
the
your. Because I can't
send-
see it.
joy?
I can't see a clone.
He's sending it to the chat. There's a clone of me in there. Look
I
at that.
mean,
Look at
Audrey
that.
and I joined a bit later, so.
Man, I look
Yeah, I was having
pissed.
proper difficult issues.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Elimination.
joy.
Back.
Yeah. That is
Oh
great.
Lord,
Yeah, man.
that's a happy Christopher right there.
Wait, why is it two
Bro,
different
I
screens?
look
though?
like I look like I farted and I let a little more than gas out. That's
Yeah, there's a happy one and an angry one.
So he came in, we had a nice little convo, and then Jonathan came in. Same thing, you know, introductions, whatever, and then he just got kicked off, and he just remained like that, and he joined again.
And now I'm here. And now
Now we
there's
have
two
two.
of me.
The best part about this picture is in the top right. There's a Google search bar for average IQ for Somalia. Oh man.
It's
Oh,
perfect.
Knowledge is power.
He just has that there.
Lord.
Not for them, though. not for them.
Not for them. Knowledge does not exist for them.
It's interesting to talk about geopolitics and how countries are positioning themselves in different nations and making these footholds and trying to establish whatever the hell it is they want to either take over the world or to eliminate their competitors, weaken them, all that fun stuff. China's a very interesting subject in particular because for so many years, they were known as copycats of America. They'd take what we made, make it cheaper, lower quality, all that fun stuff. As time's going on, they're proving to be more and more competent on the world stage
Well,
as time goes
that's-
on. And that's, I think, by design.
Well, that's because of stealing our stuff. So there's a book called Stealth War. It was written by I remember right, he used to be the Joint Chief of Staff. No, he was a general over the China, and he kind of goes into the whole thing explaining how, like, what China does now is they'll go into all these countries, these poor countries that have materials, minerals, whatever, and they'll, hey, we're going to do these loans. We're going to build all this infrastructure for you. We're going to bring you into the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 25th century, where we want to go. We're going to bring you there, and we're going to get all this technology going great. And hey, how's that sound? They're like, oh, okay, cool, great. So I was talking with a guy, I think he's from Nigeria. A guy I work with. And he was telling me what happened in his country when this happened. So what happens is China will come in and they will do these deals. And then when you default on your loans, because they make it to where you can't pay it, they take everything. They own all that property now. Wherever they built, they own all that. So they effectively own your country now because it's the ports. It's that kind of stuff that they get into. Well, if you control the ports, you control the country. So what they do though is they'll bring these Chinese people that go to interpret these contracts that they're writing. Their families are still back in China, so they interpret it the way the Chinese want it to be interpreted. They don't interpret it the way, like, say, the Nigerians would want to hear it. Like, this is where you're going to get screwed. The guy's supposed to be looking out for them, but well, his family's still in China, so the story he gives is for China, and then people end up signing these bad deals. But so what happens is when American companies go to China, they can't take their money out of China. Their money is stuck in China. It has to stay in China. They can't put it back in the American market. So Nike's got a place there. All that Nike money is in China. It never comes back out. And China has to have access to all your stuff for you to have a company in there. Well, who's involved with China? Bill Gates. So this is where all this technology and stuff's coming from. You got all these companies that are there, and China has access to all their information. Computers. I think it was either Nancy. I might have told y'all this before. It was either Nancy Pelosi's husband or Barbara Boxer. Maybe Barbara Boxer. I can't remember one of them. Her husband was part of Lenovo, or I'm sorry, had something to do with Lenovo, which is owned by the Chinese. He convinced our military to use Lenovo computers.
Oh,
What the fuck could possibly go wrong there? So they do it. They bring in all these fucking Lenovo laptops and computers, and then they start searching, getting in there, looking around. Yeah, there's back doors, everything. So all of our information has been getting dumped off to China. It's like, how fucking stupid can you be?
Very.
Fucking
Bro.
traitors. They're all fucking traitors.
maybe they know what they're doing.
They know exactly what they're
They
doing.
definitely do. They definitely do, because it ain't by accident for sure.
Very rarely stuff like that happens by accident. Oh.
It's all a grand design at the end of the day. Now, the end goal of said grand design, we could sit here and tumble ideas around as to what that's going to be all day long, but my brain immediately jumps to the five of us and anybody else. What do we do? Because in my brain, you're not going to stop that train at all. As an individual, it's just not going to happen. So what do you do to set yourself up in a position where you don't get fucked in the ass by the Chinese Communist Party or the corrupt political establishment in America or wherever you happen to live? Kind of is pretty self-explanatory. You become extremely successful, incorruptible, you have money coming in from multiple sources, you're rich as fuck, you can live wherever the hell you want, and you get the fuck out of whatever region it is that's going to be a problem for you. Or, if you're ballsy enough, you take all of that power and wealth you've accumulated, and you do everything you can to protect the nation that you grew up in. Whether that's running for political office, attempting to get a party behind you to help stop all this madness, whatever it is. It's a very interesting thought experiment to put yourself in, because you could just move to Dubai or move to wherever and call it a day and let the world burn behind you. A lot of people are taking that route. A lot of them. There are some people, too, who would sit there, build that wealth, become incorruptible, run for office, get their lives destroyed doing it, maybe make some impact, but overall the system isn't changing. Trump did a great thing running for office in 2016, 2020, and now being president again. Is his impact going to be lasting enough to stop what's coming? My answer would be no. It isn't. Unless he literally became a dictator, but a good one, martial law, all that fun stuff, and put all these fuckers in jail and executed them publicly for treason like they deserve to be executed. Unless he did that, and he would be hated by many for doing it.
You mean that in a completely hypothetical way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hypothetical. If hypothetically he did that, a lot of people would hate him, but the problem would be solved, and no one would dare to fuck with America again so long as the Trump dynasty was around. Again, hypothetical. But that's really the only way you're going to stop this.
Yeah.
And the same goes for any other nation around the world. You have politicians who are bought and paid for running your countries into the ground. What are you going to do? Are you going to fight for your nation? Are you going to run for office? Are you going to try and make an impact? Or are you just going to leave when it gets bad enough? And if the latter is the option, what are you going to do to get yourself in a position where you can? Because a lot of people won't be able to get out. Go ahead, Jonathan.
I was just wondering what the European guys do with pocket knives.
Well,
Fuck
you
all.
could get swords.
Oh,
No, I mean, like, so say your government tries to come against you. What's your chance? I mean, what could you do?
that depends on the country you're in Europe, first of all.
Where you are. If your country decided, you know what, every man who has any level of testosterone and balls to him, we're taking him out. We're taking over. We can't let these men rise to power, become rich, or anything like that. What do you do? If they go full authoritarian dictatorship, what do you do? Now, granted, the UK is pretty damn close to that right now, but...
Money.
Okay.
Simple as money. Here in
Yeah, but he
Romania,
just
show up some money and boom, everyone's happy, everyone's your friend. As long as you have it, of course.
Yeah. Famously in Romania, you would use money for pretty much anything. And this was back in the day, back in the old day. Now it's a bit more. Now it doesn't really
nowadays
happen
it's
as
not
much.
as easy.
But basically, you go to the hospital, you give the doctor, a nice little present, you give him a little bit of money. Otherwise, he's just not gonna treat you. He has to treat you. He has to take care of you, but he ain't doing anything. You ain't giving money. He don't care about you. The police officer, he caught you speeding. Give him a little bit of cash. Mind your day. So in certain countries, predominantly in Eastern Europe, money works. In the West, they revolt a lot. I mean, France loves to destroy their own country. Have you seen when PSG won the championships? They won.
Oh yeah,
and they won, and 2 people died in
they
celebration.
wreaked havoc in the whole of, was it Paris as well?
Yeah.
That happens in Philadelphia. Whenever they win a championship, they burn everything down.
How does that make any sense? 2 people died in celebration, and I think 400-500 people were in hospital because of the wounds that they had.
Yeah, they had major injuries.
It's low IQ individuals. Because let's just talk about like the George Floyd riots here in America. Okay, so let's just say I'm so pissed off I want to go destroy some shit. I'm not going to destroy my own fucking neighborhood. Like if I'm pissed off, well, let's just say I'm a minority and I'm pissed off at white people. My ass is going to fucking Beverly Hills and I'm burning down the fucking mansions. I'm not burning down my fucking shit. Like, yeah, let me go burn this fucking store down on the corner. Now I gotta get in a fucking car and go 15 miles to the grocery store because I burnt my own shit down. How does that make any fucking sense?
It doesn't, because they were fueled by emotionality. So they quite literally acted like monkeys. They hate being called that, and yet that is exactly how they behave when their emotions ride high.
That's where we get canceled.
There you go. But it's an observation. This is something that I actually want to open up as a discussion. Why do we think that basic pattern recognition and making observations about people, whether it's groups, individuals, whatever, Why is it that making an observation and stating the obvious is a cancelable offense in today's world? What programming was subjugated onto people to get them in that mindset where they think that anything that's mildly offensive but true immediately means this person needs to be shut up permanently?
Well, I
Well,
guess
a
what
lot of
gets me is
people's minds. Okay.
go ahead.
A lot of people's minds are shut off. I would say they don't low IQ. All right, a lot of people are just fucking idiots nowadays. So sitting there, pattern recognition. This is a high IQ thing. People can't do that. So they lash out and seek emotion. They have an emotional reaction rather than a logical one.
I don't think it's that they can't use pattern recognition. I think it's that
A
everyone
lot of them
has the
choose
pattern
not to.
recognition, but because they're trying to be politically correct, they won't state what they see. They will deceive themselves internally and say something else is happening for fear of offending somebody else. Political
Yes.
correctness, I think, is the disease that largely impacted people and got them to the point where it's like, oh, you can't say that. Why can't I fucking say it? If you're acting like a
I'm gonna tell you
monkey,
that
I'm
right
going to
now.
call you a monkey. That's how it is.
That goes under
You know what
low IQ, Chris.
I'll tell you what I say to people all the time. Well, I'm sorry. I'm offended. You're offended because now you're saying something's wrong with me. Why is your opinion more important than mine? Your offense offends me.
Yep.
I
I
can't do
thought
it.
everybody's opinion mattered. Why all of a
No,
sudden are you hateful towards me? Turn their
the
own
same.
broken retard logic on them and see what happens. They just explode every single time. It's why I don't
Like
get
I
into discussions with people like that, because it's too easy to win. It isn't intellectually stimulating. And 9 times out of 10, they're just going to walk away thinking the same thing they thought before. So there's really no point in me debating morons.
Well, I mean, it ends up being mental masturbation. Basically, there's like nothing going on. It's fucking
Mm-hmm.
pointless.
Mm-hmm. You just go
I
in.
just
It's like going into a playground. Hypothetically, it's like going into a playground and then challenging all of the toddlers to boxing matches. Hypothetical scenario. But that's what it's like going and debating idiots about the things that they believe and then turning their own stupid logic on them.
I am so glad that I am like unoffendable. Like it's not possible to fucking offend me. Not
Unless
possible.
they fuck with your mailbox. That pissed you off pretty good.
Yeah.
Pissing me off is not offending me.
That's
Pissing
true.
me off. Like
There is a
I,
difference.
yeah, you cannot offend me. It's fucking impossible because I've never given a shit what anybody thinks, and two, I just fucking laugh it off and say something smart ass back. So
That's actually
because
something
I
interesting that I think we could dive into a little bit, is things that offending people versus actually pissing them off. The people who get offended are the low IQ cohort every single time. They take everything personally. They see everything as an attack. They see everything as some assault on their character as opposed to what it is, which more often than not is either a very clear observation or a joke. Whereas you could do something that genuinely piss somebody off. The story you talked about the last time we were on, where a construction company didn't have the integrity to tell you that they fucked up your mailbox, and now you're going to raise all holy hell on them because it's fun. There's a difference between an actual lack of integrity and people being assholes to other people, and then the people who were on the receiving end of the assholery getting rightfully angry and getting mad about something somebody said.
so I would say that here's the difference for me.
Okay.
People get offended usually when it stings because they know it's true. And their people are naturally too lazy to fix their own problems or recognize their own fucking problems. I get pissed off when, like, if you piss me off, it's because you were trying to piss me off. You were going out of your way trying to piss me off. You were trying to push me because you want a reaction out of me. Or you're just a piece of shit human being and you did something that affected me. That's not talking. That's not conversation. You could say whatever the fuck you want to. It ain't gonna fucking matter. If when I was in high school, I was sitting down. It was at a basketball game, and I was sitting down in the bleachers, and I felt something like bounce. I was like, "The fuck?" And then I felt it again. I was like, "Okay, somebody fucking threw something." So I fucking turned around, and I see these guys on this fucking back row, and they're all fucking giggling. And you know, you can just tell when people are talking about you. Okay. So I got up. I walked up the fucking bleachers. They were all sitting in a line. Well, I'm at the end. So I said, which one of y'all threw something at me? And they all started looking at each other like, oh shit, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing. So, well, the guy at the very fucking end, I bitch slapped his ass. Smack. So, okay, which one of y'all fucking threw something at me? Nobody answered again. Slap the next one. At that point in time, my friend from down below came up and fucking grabbed me. But you were going out of your way trying to fucking piss me off. I was minding my own business and you're throwing shit at me. That pisses me off. They could have been talking shit and it wouldn't have bothered me at all.
Yes.
People value just what the other people say around them. I think they just can't take that heat. They can't take that, oh, look at him, look what he's doing, you know. Bro, I don't give a fuck what you say about me. Same as you. But why would I care what that person does or thinks? All right. You have people starting their businesses now. And then they do something, they hit a milestone or whatever, and then you have some of their friends coming over being like, oh, why don't you do this? You'll be better. I'm like, dude, why the fuck would I listen to you? Do you have a business? Do you have a successful business, bro?
How
No,
much
then
money have you made, right?
exactly. You can't come at me and give me your opinion if you have no standing in the matter. But
The way you said that was interesting. Do you know why people value the opinions of others? It's our
So you can't think
biological
for themselves.
hardwiring.
I mean, they only value it if it's going their direction.
Mm-hmm. But the reason people value what others think of them and why they're so easily offended by words is because we're tribal creatures. A lot of people still think with their fucking lizard brain, their monkey brain. They aren't using their prefrontal cortex to analyze things. They're thinking caveman days. I'm not accepted by the group. That means I'm going to be alone and I'm going to die because I don't have the tribe with me. So people will very quickly either get defensive if they are questioned, or they'll go along with what everybody else is doing so as to not offend everybody else and be politically correct so that they're accepted. That's why people are so keen to justify their existence when you question something stupid that they did. Every time. It's because of that caveman hardwiring.
Yeah, sure. I want to be accepted, but I want to be accepted for fucking who I am, not for some fake bullshit.
Correct.
Like, if you don't fucking like me, I don't give a shit. In fact, I kind of do like it because I don't really like people anyway. So if you don't like me, that's one less person I got to fucking deal with. Seems like a reasonable fucking thing to me.
yeah,
It's very valid.
Anybody else on getting offended?
Padre,
Where,
you have
where's
been
Padre?
very
Me?
quiet, my friend. Do you have any
I've
thoughts
been
on the
listening and
conversation that's
examining.
been had?
Are you over there rubbing
Listening
your
and
pussy?
examining.
Are you over there rubbing your pussy?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you were over there petting your cat earlier.
Yeah.
You didn't understand the question properly, did you?
And he got out, and I'm just agreeing to whatever he said. Whatever I heard, I'll agree to.
It's not polite to rub your pussy on camera.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's not for free
that's
for
meant
the
for
others.
different platforms,
all
my
right, look,
friend.
it's a money making tool though. In the
That's true.
current,
No, he's doing
That's
it for
true.
free.
he's in it for free, I guess.
So he's a hoe, he's not a whore. Gotcha.
That
Maybe
was
it's like
that's
the
when they give the samples.
free sample from Costco.
He's not.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is not the supermarket.
Hey, we got new
there are no
business
free
opportunities.
there are no free samples here.
New business opportunities.
I mean, look, if it gets us a lot of views and a lot of money in, then can't complain.
Well, go on, let's see it.
You can stay away.
This is-
Let's see your
You
pussy,
gotta
bro.
do that thing she likes where you rub like right here.
See, I haven't studied that one yet. I haven't studied that one.
Right behind the ear.
Padre, why do people get offended?
They're idiots, man. There's little to no IQ most of the time. I've got a lot of people that I've talked to, and I've kept on telling them a lot of things. Mind you, I was having a regular conversation with them. I'd say one little thing, saying, "Oh, you're wrong about this because it's just not logical." They'd start going full fucking ham at me, and I'm like, "Okay, great, keep carrying on, keep going, keep going." Attack me with all of the attacks you have, only for me to strike back with a little, "Okay, well done. Do you feel better about yourself?"
Which brings into another thing. Why do people hate being wrong like so much?
Ego.
Like I don't care. Like I could care less. Like if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll tell you why I think I'm right, but if you can prove to me why I'm wrong, okay, great, I learned something. Like people get so mad because they're fucking wrong.
It's an
Well,
ego thing. Every
yeah,
Yeah,
single
it is an
time.
ego thing.
99% of the problems you're going to run into in interpersonal relationships is because somebody can't set aside their massive fucking ego for 5 minutes and actually look at something objectively and consider, am I wrong here? Did I actually fuck up in this scenario? No one does that.
Now, do you think the people actually know they're fucking wrong? Or do you think they're so convinced in their own bullshit that they walk away still thinking they were fucking right? Or do
A,
you think
ma-
they ever walk away and say, damn, he was right, but I ain't ever gonna fucking admit it?
a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. That's the
Well,
old
yeah,
saying. It's Arno's favorite. It's one of my favorites. It is absolutely
Well,
true. You can
I'm not
prove
saying he's gonna
somebody
change his
wrong.
I'm not saying he's gonna change his mind. I'm saying, do you think they know? Like they fucking
Do
know.
they
They're just
know
like,
that
depends
they're
on how
wrong?
intelligent they are.
they're just like, fuck that
Because
motherfucker.
intelligent people get offended as well. If they're smart enough, they'll be like, "Okay, shit, he got me. He won." But I ain't admitting that he won. But for the smart
Most
people,
people won't.
or the lower IQ individuals,
There's some
they
audience.
a lot, a lot, a lot of those people will genuinely believe whatever they're arguing for or against, and they won't be able to see through their bullshit. But yeah, definitely is an ego thing,
If
especially if
somebody
they don't want to learn
has
from it.
if somebody has an opinion that is based on what they've seen and what they know to be true, it's going to be very hard to convince them otherwise. 99% of the time. You can, and it will be like the scenario that you described, Kay, where it's like, shit, he is right. I'm not going to admit that to him, but he's right. And then you've got the morons who just take things in, believe it at face value, don't understand why they believe what they believe, and they just assume, shit, this other person has to be wrong. I know this is true. Do you, though? Do you actually know why you think the way that you do? And the answer is no. So any logical argument that's brought up against them, it's going to go in one ear and out the fucking other because they didn't come up with that opinion. They do not believe what they believe logically. They believe it because it sounded nice at the time and they internalized it emotionally with no thought as to why they think the way that they do. They just do. And it's all they believe. So convincing them otherwise is practically impossible because their opinion is not founded on logic. So good fucking luck convincing them otherwise.
Well, another problem you have too is a lot of times when people listen, they're not listening to understand or comprehend. They're just listening to answer or respond. They just want to
Yeah.
attack. So
Yeah.
You can always tell that in a conversation when somebody is sitting there just waiting to say something, anything, so that they can make their point or get the last word in.
I think it doesn't have anything to do with, or like to a large extent, it doesn't have anything to do with overall intelligence and IQ. I think it also has to do a lot with their ability to control their own mind and their ego and all of that. A lot of other factors play than intelligence. For example, I used to know someone, very, very smart person, one of my classmates. Very, very smart person. The second you said she's wrong, she'd go fucking ballistic. Keep in mind, she was smarter than everyone in the room. But yo, chill, okay? You know, there's other arguments in the fucking building. Just say why we are so wrong, and then we can move on.
yeah, but how
You
dare
know?
you question her? How dare you
Yeah,
Oh
question
yeah.
her
yeah.
superior intellect?
Well, A-level history. You have to argue. why some points are more important than others. So I'm gonna sit there and fucking argue my case.
What an
You
asshole.
know?
Yeah.
You knew
Absolute
she was smarter. You
disgrace.
knew she was smarter. Why would you argue with her? Yeah, I
Well,
know. I hate people like that.
I can compete with intelligent people.
So I was reading on ChatGPT because I was just kind of curious about what the percentage of the population is considered low IQ in the world. And I gotta say, I think it's full of shit because I know I run across way higher percentage of this shit, and I travel all the fucking time. It said 13 to 14% would be below average, but not classified as low IQ, and then 2 to 3% would be clinically considered low IQ. 68% of the
That's
people
way.
are 80. 68% of the people are 85 to 115 IQ. Baby, I'll go with that.
Okay.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that. Okay, I'll go with that. I
I
won't
So
don't
totally
go with the
disagree.
10 to 15% one.
I've never
Yeah.
personally taken an IQ test. How is IQ calculated? Is it through pattern recognition, the
A
ability
lot of
to the
yes.
ability to come up with solutions that are effective but maybe not necessarily picked off of a list? Is it that you just have general knowledge? How is it calculated? Because for
There are
me,
a shit.
Series of pattern recognition, usually.
okay,
Yes. Yep. So depending on which test I take, I'm anywhere between a 128 and a 131. So
nice.
it just depends on which test. And the more tests you take, the better you do because you finally kind of figure out how they work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. So you can hack the system and air quotes have
well,
the world's highest
it's not
IQ.
really, I won't say it's necessarily hacking the system because it is different patterns, but I mean, the more you study patterns, the more you pick up on them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, your brain just gets
You're,
better at it.
So
yeah, you're not really cheating.
the question I want to ask is, where's the line? At what point is IQ irrelevant when it comes to actual intelligence? Because in my mind,
To me,
book smarts
IQ,
versus actual street smarts and understanding the world are two very, very different things.
IQ is almost your ability to comprehend information and not necessarily apply it. Um, like if you have this IQ, you're probably more likely to be able to figure out these fucking problems, like things. You're able to figure out shit and maybe apply it. But personally, I prefer street smarts over book smarts. I prefer doing with my hands than hearing somebody just spit it out to me. I prefer application. I don't know
Yeah.
if it translates all the way
Because
to
that's
being
how,
just because you have a
But there's different types of intelligence as well.
that's
Just
what,
because
yes,
someone's very performative in one aspect doesn't mean that they'll be intelligent in another.
correct.
So
That's why the
musical,
military,
memory, pattern recognition.
right, and that's why like our military, they give what they call the ASVAB test. And did I ever tell y'all about the when I was a recruiter, the the college educated person taking the test and the high school graduate or the girl that got a
you did,
GED
you
taking the
did
No,
test?
not.
go on.
Tell the story.
Okay, so the ASVAB works off of it is basically experience, IQ, real world application kind of stuff. Like there's some things if you have never done it, you aren't going to understand that test. Other stuff, easy, right? So this girl was, I think she was 28, something like that. She was right there at the edge of being able to get in. I can't remember what it was back then, but she had dropped out of school, had lived life, whatever, and went and got her GED and decided she wanted to join the military. And she's telling me this story, and she's so proud, so excited of what she's done, blah, 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 blah. And she can't wait to take this test and start her career. Well, behind her, there was this lady that graduated from college, and she's going to take the test too. And I'm watching her tell these stories, and I'm watching her, and this college educated woman is rolling her eyes and making all these kind of faces like this fucking idiot while this girl's sitting there. And I'm just, noticing this shit. And I'm sitting there thinking, what a fucking bitch. You should always be pulling for people to do better. You know what I mean? She's trying, right? So um, they go take the test, and the lady that had a college degree failed the fucking basic military entrance exam, and the girl that had lived life and had a GED blew the fucker out of the water. So college don't mean shit. Education don't mean shit. It's what you learned experiences, and application.
There's a very famous example actually of something similar to what Jonathan said. It was all over the internet. It was like it was some random show, and they got random people, and they basically would sit there, have a conversation, and then try to figure out who has the highest IQ. And there was this woman who had a PhD, and I don't know, something to do with biochemistry, if I remember correctly. And she's
Yes,
like,
but
well,
two
I got a
PhD.
PhD in this, I'm quite intelligent, blah, blah, blah. She ended up getting the lowest. And she started laughing and taking the mick out of this guy who was I think he was either a soldier or a Marine, I don't remember. Because he's just there, stoic, G, just minding his own business, saying, well, you're in the military, you can't be that smart, blah, blah, blah. You're probably at the lowest. And he was ended up being, his IQ was like 130 or something. So, I don't know where I was going with this, but there's a lot of examples, real world examples of what Jonathan just said.
Yeah.
It is ego, though. Chris is right.
Well, I mean, and she might be the smartest person in bio fucking whatever it is she's done. But as far as like some of the smartest people in the world, I believe, are farmers. And it's because they have so much knowledge and so many different things, and just they don't overcomplicate shit. They break it down to the simplest fucking form because life usually is really that fucking simple if you really look at it. And they know how to take complex things and just break them down.
Well, there's also the argument of when the world ends, no one gives a fuck about your therapist or your piano teacher or even a construction worker, but everyone gives a fuck about the farmer. The farmer, he's the smartest man in the room real fucking quick.
It depends on what knowledge is useful in whatever particular arena it is that you're in. So
100%.
in this lady that you described's arena, which is biochemistry or whatever the fuck, she's going to have a very good skill set for that. But if you were to plant her in, say, business, she's fucked immediately, because business is an endless cascade of solving problems, oftentimes unique problems or problems that have problems within them. On and
And
on it
what is
goes.
it that what is I'm gonna say it wrong, but the point will still be the same. I can't remember who it was, maybe Einstein or some fucking body. I don't remember. It's talking about you can't judge the intelligence of a fish by asking it to climb a tree.
I don't know who said that one,
I don't
but
remember.
it's an
It's something.
accurate statement. Put them in their arena, see how they perform, but take them out of their element, and most people are going to be screwed. So I would argue that intelligence generally would be your adaptability. If you can be thrown into new environments and still manage to do well, despite the fact that you don't know what the hell you're doing to begin with, but you can learn it and you can adapt and you can get good at what it is you're doing in there, you're probably a smart cookie.
Which is actually why I think which is actually why I think soldiers are so good at so many things, and they can be put in anywhere because that's the one thing they're trained to do is adapt and overcome. Everything is adapt and overcome, adapt and overcome. So
Okay.
I was reading this book. I know that fucking surprises y'all. Vince Lombardi. Do y'all know who Vince Lombardi is?
Yes, sir.
Like, I know you do. Do y'all know who Vince Lombardi is?
The Europeans don't.
Vince Lombardi is one of the greatest football coaches of all time. He coached the Green Bay Packers. That's who the Super Bowl trophy is named after, the Lombardi Trophy.
Or what, American football? Yeah.
Yeah,
Football.
the oval
Yeah,
fucker.
football.
That's what you could call
Yeah.
that.
I'm trying to piss you off.
You know, the real shit. No, I actually look. I do 100% agree that soccer should be football because that's literally what you're fucking doing. Like, I
Thank you.
agree. I can't even fucking argue with it.
Yeah, and your football is 80% running around with the ball in your hand, so.
Or passing, right?
Or passing.
Exactly.
I mean,
Or
you only put your foot on it.
receiving brain damage. That's another thing you do.
You
in that
only
sport.
Yeah.
you only put your foot on it like 3 times. You know?
Well,
So-
there's a game where they have the ball and they have it in their hands, and guess what? They call it fucking handball.
Yeah, amazing,
So,
right?
Handball,
it's
rugby,
that
all that
fucking
fun stuff.
simple,
Yep.
It's not that hard.
Who would have
But
thought?
Americans.
Should be called airball because
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna read some of his stuff and we can talk about it. Winning is
Hey,
not a sometime, huh?
you're gone,
Winning is
gone.
not a sometime thing. It's an all the time thing. You do not win once in a while. You do not get things right once in a while. You do them right all the time. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. There is no room for second place. There's only one place in my game, and that's first place. I have finished second twice in my time at Green Bay, and I don't ever want to finish second again. There's a second place bowl game, but it's the game for losers. It is and always has been been an American zeal to be first in anything we do to win, and to win and win and win. Every time a football player goes to ply his trade, he's got to play from the ground up, from the soles of his feet right to his head. Every inch of him has to play. Some guys play with their heads, and that's okay. You got to be smart to be number one in any business. But more importantly, you got to play with your heart, with every fiber of your body. If you're lucky enough to find a guy with a lot of head and a lot of heart, he's never going to come off the field. Not for a second. Running a football team is no different than running any other kind of organization, an army, a political party, or a business. The principles are the same. The object is to win, to beat the other guy. Maybe that sounds hard or cruel. I don't think it is. It is the reality of life that men are competitive, and most competitive games draw the most competitive men. That's why they are there, to compete. The object is to win fairly, squarely, and by the rules, but to win. And in truth, I've never known a man worth his salt who, in the long run, deep down in his heart, didn't appreciate the grind, the discipline. There is something in good men that really yearns for discipline and the harsh reality of head to head combat. I don't say these things because I believe in the brute nature of man or that man must be brutalized to be combative. I believe in God and I believe in human decency. But I firmly believe that any man's finest hour, his greatest fulfillment, is to to all he holds dear, is at the moment when he has worked and his heart is out in a good cause and lies exhausted on the field of battle, victorious. Sorry. So what do y'all think of that?
Yes.
spot on. Great.
There's a
King
lot
is a habit.
there's a lot in there
Yeah.
to dissect, and I think the very first line talking about how winning is a habit is very much the core of what a lot of people should strive to understand, is that and we talked about this before, you have habits. You either have a habit of winning or you have a habit of losing, but you are consistent all of the time. It's just you need to decide what kind of consistent you want to be. Do you want to consistently win or do you want to consistently lose? And do you want the results of either of those options? Because you can have your victory to start every single day training every single time, and you will gain the fruits of those victories in a fantastic physique and not being on copious amounts of pills by the time you're 40. Or you can choose to lose and you cannot train in the morning. You can scroll TikTok and then your day devolves and you suddenly look up, it's 9 p.m. You've got to be to work early. You probably have to go to bed and get some sleep, but you've wasted your day and you haven't even trained. And that's a cascade effect that doesn't just apply to your body, it's of your life. If you start the day winning and you continue to win, your day is going to end up in a victory. But if you start the day losing and you continue to lose, the day is going to be wasted. And most people live in the latter format. I guarantee most people, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is they open their phone, they scroll for 20, 30, 40 minutes, an hour, maybe longer. And then that sets the tone for the rest of their day. Start it with a win.
Yeah. And people
Let's
don't
take the next
realize the smallest habits, the smallest things you do, those are the ones that actually fuck you up in the long run. You don't have to read, you don't have to take all these cold showers or whatever, like the gurus tell you. But even those things like waking up in the morning and not even looking at your phone for the first hour. Trust me, your productivity is gonna go through the fucking roof. What I personally do, first thing when I wake up is I go straight to the gym. I don't even look at my phone, just straight to the gym, and after that, my day is as good as it could be. You know,
Yes.
get the blood flowing.
That's something I want to touch on before we dive into the rest of Mr. Lombardi's speech there, is these morning routines that everyone talks about have to be one of the gayest trends that I have ever seen in my entire life. Wake up, drink some water because you're fucking dehydrated, do some push-ups, get to work. You can
Couldn't we argue
you can
that's a morning?
shower later.
Couldn't
That's a
we
morning
argue
routine.
that's a morning? Yeah. So couldn't we argue that is a morning routine?
You could argue that's a morning routine. But I'm talking
my
about the
mornings,
one that takes you 6 hours to actually do. It's stupid.
yeah,
It needs to be
like my
Yeah.
simple
morning
and effective.
my morning routine is I wake up and I go make coffee and I fill up this. Um, Depending on the morning, I might chug the water first or I might drink the coffee first. I don't know. Usually I got a French press, so I'll put my coffee in there and I'll bring it in here. I'll let it sit, get to like the perfect temperature that I like my coffee, and I log into 95% of the time I'll log into TRW first. Sometimes the first thing I'll do is check all my notifications on X, and then I'll try to do comments first thing. Sometimes I like to be a little more awake before I do that, so I'll go into TRW first. Good money bag morning, and then I'll start going through, and then I'll get in the chats, and I'll stay in the chats for a little bit, answer questions, try to help people out in the chats. Um, but my morning pretty much starts out that way every single day, and then I get to work. Mainly because I like to get at least 3 cups of coffee in me, possibly 4 before I start working on anything, because I make really stupid decisions when I'm not awake. So
What,
I like to be awake first.
Mexican water?
Yeah, Mexican water.
No, 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 no. No, if we stay away from that in the morning. None of that in the coffee.
So, question: what would happen if you did have that in the morning, just for curiosity's sake? How would your day unfold?
It'd be more fun.
You'll wake up in a great
No,
mood for sure.
no. I mean, it could be okay. It could be good. Um, I would probably get banned from social media because seeing some of the shit people say, I'm just like, I've gotten to where I'm testing this thing out right now. Instead of actually commenting on people's like typing in a comment, I'm filming a video fucking comment real quick and posting it on there. I'm gonna see how that works
Oh,
for growing
hell.
engagement.
Oh, that's
That's
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm
How's
gonna
it going
test
so
it
far?
out.
That could end really good or really bad, depending
Yeah.
depending
At the very
on
end of the video, hate from Jonathan. Like,
Yes. So it didn't go good yesterday because it was against the little Tate fucking haters. Like they kept saying, "Oh, you're 50 years old, fucking talking, this human trafficker, blah blah blah." And I'm like, dude, first of all, I'm not fucking 50. Second of all, why do y'all think I don't understand what it is with all these fags where they think my age bothers me. Like I don't give a shit. Like I know how much money I make. I know how successful I've been in my life. And I'm not even saying I'm like rolling in the fucking dough, but by any standard, I've been fucking successful in life. So why would you think your opinion of me matters when you're probably sitting in your mom's fucking basement on some bullshit? You know? Guarantee you half these people fucking comment are sitting in their fucking underwear eating Cheetos.
Yeah, and they probably got some suspicious stains on them as well, but we won't get into
no.
that.
Plus, the suspicious card receipts to a platform called OnlyFans, or
Yeah.
like
Yes.
the other gear things like the VR sex or whatever that shit was.
Or that
Fucking
other
what now?
fag shit, Tinder. What was that?
Mm.
Probably getting all their girlfriends.
How old are
He's
you?
not on there. You moved over as you said that. I wanted to see your reaction and it slid over here so I couldn't see it.
Oh, that's perfect. I
Yeah.
took your
I
joy
ain't,
away. That was my
I
goal.
ain't hating on you, dude. If they would have had that shit when I was your age, I'd have fucking used that shit too.
Exactly. you'd have still had it for a long time.
Probably, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Because I was a fucking degenerate when I was in my 20s. Well, I was in the military, but I'm still a degenerate. It's like
Well,
party, party, party.
So diving
Like, I will say,
into go for it.
I was gonna say, no, I am seriously jealous of all you guys in your fucking 20s having access to all this shit that y'all have access to. Because when I was y'all's age, if somebody in your family didn't fucking know it, or you didn't meet somebody that had this knowledge and wanted to share it, you didn't hear about it. Like you'd have to stumble across a book somewhere by accident. Just hope you found something.
Your environment largely curated the reality you eventually lived.
Yeah, no, I'm in all of y'all. You motherfuckers better all be worth like 50 or 60 million by the time you're my age.
Consider it
Minimum.
done.
Minimum.
Going into
That'll be the pocket money.
Yeah, right.
pocket change. That's your for daily famoosing for throwing at shit coins and seeing if you lose it or not. But Anyway, going into more of
Is it for moosing or for meesing? You want to be for
you
meesing, right?
famoose the goose, so that's a single, and then you fameese the geese, which is like a collective that you're fameasing. That's how that works. So going into more of this speech that Vincent Lombardi threw down,
No room for second place.
no room for second place. So in my world, yes, there's either victory or death. That's how I look at it. I'm either going to be the best at whatever it is I do, and I'm going to have a reputation that upholds that, or it's not going to be something that I become the best at. It's an all or nothing deal with me.
Well, I would say that's not necessarily the right way to look at it in this instance. I would say that the mindset is I can never be second. Being second's fine because being second's way better than being 50th. Being second's, I mean, the prize in a NASCAR race, the payout for second place is way better than 43rd. And if you're the only way you're ever going to be able to be in second is if you were trying to be first. That's it.
You shoot for
So
the
you have
moon
to
and you
always
land among the stars.
correct. And I think that's the bigger point. Like, no, I hate being in second. I don't want to be second. So I got to fight every second I can get to be first. If I end up second, I end up second because I tried my best. And I think that's the bigger kind of the point of that mindset.
Correct.
Yeah. The person in the second place is the first loser.
Yeah, 100%. But you're still first.
Yeah.
In some regard, yes.
First loser, still first.
Shit.
First
I'm
loser.
always first. There we go.
I'm going to take that and run with it. Thank you. Because I do think even the things you do try, you may as well see how good you can get at it. Try to be the best at it, even if it's something you're doing more as a hobby. So as an example of content creation, that's more or less a hobby for me at this point. I will make videos on occasion, and I will rant on occasion. Most of the time, if you see me making any content right now, it's a tweet here and there because I learned a lesson at some point along my journey in sales and business and all that fun stuff. But for the most part, with that side of things, I do keep to myself. But I think now, if I'm going to do it, I may as well do it well. Any videos I put out, I may as well put some effort into them. Any tweets I write, I may as well make sure it's written with a flaming pen.
I
Why
mean, it
not?
really comes down to if you're going to waste your time, waste it being successful. Because if you're not going to try to be successful at that, where you could have just took that time to use it on someplace where you wanted to be successful. So go all out. Nobody.
Gentlemen, is it
Do
just
I have
me
a
and
dick coming
Jonathan
out of my
going back and
forehead?
forth forever?
Do I
I
have
don't
a
have
dick coming
anything
out of my
against
forehead?
Go on, Padre.
me. No. I've got nothing against that. I fully understand and agree with what Christopher and Jonathan have said about, especially that if you're second, the way I see it is if you're second, you still have, what's it called? You still have that room to become first, so there's no reason you should be second. I'm not fully sure if you guys have said that already, but that's the way I see it. Is if you're in second place, you should have pushed further to get that to first place. Obviously, if that person in first place is far better than you, then
Well,
just
let's
use
say.
that as extra
Well, I mean, and
extra
I would
motivation.
go ahead and finish. I'll let you finish.
No. Yeah, I finished.
And I mean, yes, it definitely comes down to what arena you're in. If you're in a combat sport, there's win and there's fucking lose.
Let's
If
take...
you're in business and you're the second highest real estate seller in the entire country, you're still pretty fucking happy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say.
So-
Is it does depend on the arena. So like you said, business is probably the best spot to placate this. One thing that has an advantage with being second place, more so for how I like to live my life, is you don't have the spotlight of being first place. So everybody knows who the richest man in the world is. It's Elon Musk. How many of you can name the second richest man in the world? Off the top of your head. Don't look it up. Who is it?
Is it Bernard or not? They changed quite a bit, top 5.
There's my point.
Let me ask
You don't know
let me
for
ask you
sure.
this question. Let me ask you this
That was
question.
Jeff.
Yes.
Who was the first man to fly across the Atlantic nonstop
I don't know.
Man,
in airplane? In an airplane. Come
I
on
actually
now,
don't know that one.
Charles Lindbergh, right? You ever heard of that guy?
No, sir.
Well, you fucking ruined it. 'Cause you don't know who the second one is then either.
Exactly. But my point being,
What the fuck have you been? What the fuck have y'all been doing with your lives? Like these were big achievements in fucking history. An airplane ride
but
across
they
the
were big
Atlantic.
achievements in the 1950s, Jonathan. But we're
That was
kind
way
of
back.
past that.
That was back
earlier.
before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
It was
before
much
that.
earlier.
Holy shit.
No, I did. I know you really enjoyed history in high school. It was not my jam, unfortunately, though. But I like learning these little tidbits from you. It's awesome.
Actually, I was going to make a point out of this book.
Okay.
You always, in marketing and in business, you always want to be first. Get it out, no matter how fast you have to. Just fucking do it, no
Yes.
matter what
Just
it is,
blast.
because nobody ever remembers the second fucking person. And that's one of the points they make in that book. Well, who was the first man to fly across the Atlantic? Bam, you know it. Charles Lindbergh. Okay, who was second? Because he actually did it faster and some other shit. He actually had higher accomplishments than Lindbergh did, but he wasn't the first to do it, so nobody gives a shit.
No one knew.
Who was the first man to walk on the moon?
Neil
Neil
Armstrong.
Armstrong.
But who's the second?
Okay,
And you don't
who
fucking
was the
remember.
No
second
one
guy?
knows about Buzz.
Yeah, you don't know who the second guy to put his foot on there was. That's one of the biggest accomplishments in human history, right? Even if you are the second guy, you're still one of the few that actually walked on the moon.
Now
To
the second
clarify, was it
um,
Buzz Aldrin or was he the last one?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't give a shit. Neil Armstrong.
No, no.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
But that's the point that I'm trying to make is
a great
the
point.
advantage to second place in certain arenas is you don't have the constant spotlight. But to get to second place, to Jonathan's point, you have to be shooting for first. You have to be shooting for being the best in whatever arena it is that you're doing. Elon's the richest man in the world because he's arguably the best at a hell of a lot of different things. But whoever the second richest is, they've niched down into one specific model more than likely, and they got really fucking good at it.
I would argue that Elon's probably really only the best at two things:
And that is,
hiring people, the right people, and knowing how to push the right buttons.
yes, he knows the levers to pull. Absolutely.
And that I would say that is his biggest achievements right there. And that's something a lot of people don't know how to do. And it probably has to do with him being fucking autistic, that he doesn't have the emotional, like, I would feel bad if I fired this fucking person, where he's just like, shit, fucking cut it off, get out of here, you suck.
What he did to
So-
Twitter when he bought that company was hilarious. Because not only did he fire most everybody, and he physically carried in a kitchen sink for the bit, but by the same token, the revenues increased dramatically after it was done.
Yeah.
And then he exposed all the waste that was going on in the old Twitter. How they basically got paid to sit around, sip on lattes, and do fuck all with their time all day, every day, as opposed to actually get in there and fucking work. You can build a massively successful company on an extremely small team. You absolutely can. And what's great about it is the smaller the team, if the owner is generous, the more money all of them make. That's one thing that I like about the company that I work for is that as a sales guy, I can make as much, if not more than the owner, if I do well. The compensation
owner wants
structure
to
is
be.
that aggressive.
And the owner wants you to.
Exactly, because it makes him more money and it makes everybody else more money.
Then he ends up getting more bonuses.
Correct. The best paid people in the best companies are going to be the people who actually make shit happen more often than not. And in a vast majority of companies, that's going to be the people that make the sales, depending on what it is. If it's a service-based business, if it's construction like what I do, the people who are making those deals are the ones that are getting paid the most or damn close to it, because they're the lifeblood of that company. So it makes sense. But when you have a company like Twitter back in the day where it was making a fuck ton of money just because it existed, 95% of the people there were just heartbeats with a paycheck. It was just all waste. And that's how most bigger companies are. They waste and throw away so much money on incompetent programs and incompetent people because there's enough money to go around, so they don't give a shit anymore. That's why companies, as they grow, they get dumber and dumber.
Hey, Antonio, let me ask you. So this one, every time a football player goes to ply his trade, he's got to play from the ground up, from the soles of his feet right up to his head. Every inch of him has to play it. Some guy plays with their head, and that's okay. What do you think?
I mean, that goes back to the point. You have to use every bit of your human being to get to that place, right? First place or second place, right? And I was actually thinking of a question regarding to that. Would you rather be in second place or 50th? And which one will motivate you enough to get to first place? Second?
Exactly.
Second, well, I
But
think
It's second. It's a question of numbers. You shoot for second, you have a much higher chance of getting first.
well, no. What he was saying, what I was taking from what he was saying was which one's going to motivate you to try harder. I think second, because you're so close, you can taste it. Like
Mhm.
you're right
Yeah.
there. You're right
Yeah.
there.
some people stop there because it's good enough.
And I agree. But some people stop at 50 because they feel they're that bad. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm really that fucking bad. So it's almost
Yeah,
like
it's
15th, maybe 15th's a good spot because you're like, damn, I'm actually pretty good at this. Maybe I can get to the top 10. Then you get to top 10. Maybe I can get to top 5. Oh shit, maybe I can go for number 1. But to me, 2 is like, damn, you're like right there. You can taste it.
yeah, just push
And
it
you'll get
with a little bit of a push. You're already there.
well, and then a lot of times that same number 1 guy is gonna stay number 1. And you're gonna get tired of seeing it. It's like, think about when the Patriots, well, you fucking guys ain't gonna know. But when the Patriots were winning all the fucking Super Bowls, and you had to see fucking Tom Brady every fucking press conference, you hate the fucking Patriots. Like
Yeah.
everybody in America, like it don't matter if the fucking Cleveland Browns were fucking playing the Super Bowl against the fucking Patriots, you were pulling for the fucking Cleveland Browns. And nobody likes the Browns. So
Well, that's a statement.
It is a very tough sell, the Browns. There's something
yes,
that you
they're
said in
fucking
that there's something that you said in that rant that I think is worth expanding on. And it's they don't think they're that good, the person in 50th. I would argue that that is an internal self-sabotage to tell yourself you're not good enough. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not that you're not good, it's just that you're not good yet. Give it a little time, give it a little bit of effort, learn from your mistakes. You will become one of the best. But most people
that's
don't want
what
to
they're
go
not
through that.
that's what they're not good at. They're not good at the self-reflection and accountability, and they're not good at holding themselves to a standard. And that's why they have to come up with an excuse. I'm not that good. I'm this. I'm that. Well, no, fuckers, because you're lazy. You're not working.
The way my brain has always been wired, or rather, the way I see the world and what I believe is that everyone has the capacity to be the best at whatever it is that they do. They just need to make the fucking decision. That's how I view the world. All of the Somalians with the frickin' room temperature IQ, I bet they could probably become some level of smart. They just need to choose to try. And then they need to continue making the right decisions over and over and over.
They could probably be the best Walmart greeter you've ever met.
Yeah, but they're the best at something. That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Oh,
Is whatever because we could sit here and argue all day about whether or not some people just have a certain level of potential and that's all they're ever going to achieve, or if everyone could be an Elon Musk if they really wanted to be. We could sit here and argue that all day. I think it is much better for the world if people eventually got it through their heads. What everybody else thinks about your opinions doesn't fucking matter. So think what you want to think. You don't need to go with the mob or against the mob or whatever. Just think what you want to think, for God's sakes. But the second piece of that puzzle is just try your best. Actually try, and this world would be a much
Right.
better place.
Glad you said that. Hey, did y'all see my video the day before yesterday where the guy said that Twitter was paying me to have opinions?
no.
I didn't see that.
Antonio,
No, sir.
Antonio, let's go find that post.
I was about to say, so one thing to note about me, Jonathan, is I'm not on social media. like scrolling it or watching posts or anything like that because I live the PM challenge. I have for a very long time. So
I think it's that
these
one.
are my
This one?
first introductions to these things.
Yeah, let's go with
I like
Yeah.
that.
Great
look.
logical argument. I'll tell you that.
435. Look at that. You
Good
gained
job.
one from that
Hey.
post. Congratulations.
Show some love, man.
Yes.
Well,
You didn't see my advertisements? You didn't see my advertisements I've been making?
Is that Michael Jackson?
Michael
What the fuck
Jackson
did
and
I just
Robin
see?
Williams side by
Oh, that
side.
is, yeah.
Oh my God.
Type of shit been going in my dreams. What the fuck? He's wearing
That is
Jordans.
different.
What the fuck?
This is, oh my
Michael
God.
Jackson wearing that fit is
Jordan 4s.
not okay. This motherfucker's meant to be wearing loafers.
That,
Hey.
what?
Go back to my profile real quick. I want to show you something. I'm going to show you all my ads I've been making. Down, 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 down.
You're gonna eat
That's
your
one of them right
cornbread.
there. Down. That one.
What the fuck?
Wait, what the fuck?
Wow.
I like that.
This is great.
No, fair enough because it makes everyone watch.
Go
What the
down
fuck?
again, right there.
Exactly. You're in the new ring. That's amazing.
Shit.
Well, what's
It
this
does grab attention
Obsidian?
when I see
What's
fucking-
this Obsidian and Media?
That's my company.
That's his business.
Ah, okay.
Shit. I am a
Hey,
gummy
well
bear.
done.
That's it.
I'm a
That's
gummy
when I
bear.
first started doing those.
Shit, fair enough.
I like that
Just
one where
type-
you're crawling out of the TV. That's a pretty solid ad. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
They
very
make you
good one.
stop on it.
Wait.
No, is that Jonathan without a hat? No way.
Wait.
No way. We finally get a review. Oh my lord, it's happened.
What?
I knew it.
He's
I
literally a
knew it.
Viking.
You're Kratos. I knew it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was literally a
fucking
Viking.
knew it.
I already know he has
You're
a fucking
Zeus!
fucking runes tattooed.
Not even Jonathan White anymore. It's Jonathan Whittinger.
Straight
Yeah,
up.
fucking
Right.
hell. Already know in his free time, my mother told me someday I would buy. Like, yeah, he
What
is
was that
fucking.
postcard in?
Right. I
I
think
like Kratos.
Jonathan
Let me
Whittinger.
Amazing.
Which
One
is-
out.
Truly amazing.
that's a good run.
But yeah, that quote, or that portion of the quote that Jonathan read, yeah, you've got to throw your whole self at it. If there's even one cell in your body that really doesn't want to do the thing isn't going to be done to the best of your ability. It just isn't. So yes, everything, your heart, your soul, your mind, your body, all of it has to be aligned towards that target. That's how you know you're actually trying at something, is when every piece of you is
So-
like, yes, let's do this.
You're actually addressing the next one, really. It says you got to be smart to be number one in any business. But more importantly, you've got to play with your heart, with every fiber of your body. If you're lucky enough to find a guy with a lot of head and then a lot of heart, he's never going to come off the field for a second. I'm sorry,
Yes.
he's never
I
going to
think
come
the
off the field for a second.
I think the point he's trying to make is that you need to actually want it, you know?
Yeah.
Because
if you
any
put
of
the
us can
brains
become the
for
next
it.
fucking piano master. But if you
Yeah.
don't really want to become a piano master, the fuck am I gonna, I'm not gonna put the effort that you're gonna put in. I'm not gonna put the attention.
Do you know
I'm
the
gonna put
name
in.
for a piano master? Do you know the name? And it's kind of funny if you do. It's a funny name. It's a pianist.
Enlighten me.
It's a pianist. That's the name for somebody who is a professional piano player. Does anyone remember the acronym that Jonathan came up with for vapes? It's a
Oh, I
very
guarantee you they
similar
remember.
phrase.
I actually like the way he said it better because it didn't sound like a piano master. It sounded like piano master. No. I actually liked it. I was like, yeah, that sounds cool.
Piano monster. I like that.
I like the way you said it a lot better.
Just doom music coming from the orb. Piano. That's great.
I like that way better. Dude, you ain't never got to
We're
worry
gonna-
about me making fun of your accent. I'm from the
Yeah.
South. Everybody makes fun of ours.
Yeah, no. It's of course we
I
all
like
have
that.
very different accents, which is kind of funny. So we have the fucking London accent, which is very stereotypically British, and then you just have fucking Jonathan. Yeah, we're on different spectrums here,
Boop.
so
Bubenhauer.
of intelligence. as
You
well.
got-
You know who
You got-
Do you know who Bubenhauer is?
Nope.
Oh God.
No.
Okay, Antonio's King of the Hill, Bubenhauer.
Jonathan just knows
They
the
got-
most random motherfuckers out there.
He's probably met them as well.
You know,
Do you see this shit?
That's wisdom right there.
I mean, by like you randomly pick up on shit by fucking accident. So, I mean, eventually shit just kind of comes at you.
Is each strand of air the amount of people, you know?
God, I fucking hope
Jeff,
not, because I hate people.
Do you want to see a video of
what
it
the
or
wait. Let me read the first. Let's read this. Laid back
You got to
friend
hear
from
it.
King of the Hill.
You got to hear it.
Unintelligible, rapid fire, mumble speech. Fast cars. Womanizing ways.
Yeah, go to YouTube. They got to see. You got to hear him talk. I think Boom and
I
Howard
feel
speaks on any
like
fucking thing.
Jonathan. I feel like we just read your memoir.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh,
What the fuck is this?
No. 6 seconds in.
You know, I have a question. How many of you Americans out there have that sort of vernacular? Like, how many of you speak in that manner?
You would be
So-
surprised.
Well, so
There's
here's
a
the
lot
thing.
of us.
There's my accent. I have what you would call more of an educated Southern accent. And then there's that.
This is
That's more of like an
Gents, I'm getting
uneducated Southern accent.
Redneck is the term.
So this is the American version. Now Antonius is gonna back out the British version. Or what are you trying to find? The Peaky Blinders one of
The
what's
Peaky
Oh
his
yeah,
name?
I've heard that shit on
Of
Peaky
Alfie
Blinders.
Solomon's.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alfie Solomon comes and he's trying to talk with what's his name? Thomas Shelby.
Shelby.
And then you just can't understand it unless you're from
Unless
the
you're from
UK.
there, really.
Unless you're
He's
from the UK or you
from
have friends in
That-
the UK, you don't know what the hell he's saying. Yes.
Or
Not even with
or if,
friends.
or
Like,
if you spend a lot of time in Louisiana. If you can understand the Cajuns, you can understand anybody.
finding my phone, but I don't know.
Have you seen the Waterboy, the movie The Waterboy?
Way back in the day, yes. I love that film.
The Cajun guy from The Waterboy? We could pull that one up after Alfie. I love fucking Peaky Blinders. That's like my favorite TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peak British.
Peak British.
I
Peak
didn't watch
British.
that forever. I didn't watch it for forever because I couldn't stand like the British fucking TV shows that would come on over here because it was just all bullshit. And
So Doctor Who.
I was like, huh?
So Doctor
Like
Who.
everyone
That's probably-
everyone that popped up, I'm like, this is the gayest shit I've ever seen in my life. So, I kept hearing about Peaky Blinders. Everybody was like, oh, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. So I finally forced myself to watch it. I fell in love with that damn show. That was one of the few
Listen,
shows
to be
I
a
actually
little-
fucking binge watched.
Britain was the greatest nation to have ever existed, so every now
Was.
and then they come up with some good stuff, you know?
Yeah, every once in a while. Every once in a while.
It's gonna take
Yeah,
a while
now
for them to
it
come
gets
up with a good one again.
more and more rare
And then Prince Harry
as they
went and
fail and
married
crumble.
fucking Meghan Markle and brought down the monarchy. That's another good show. Have you ever seen Suits?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that was the last I was trying to think of the name of the last series that I actually watched, and it was Suits. And Harvey Specter
Harry
was
wasn't-
just an awesome character.
Like, I don't watch TV like at all anymore. I mean, very fucking rarely do I watch fucking TV. In fact, when I'm in Mexico, my fucking TV don't even come on, like at all, ever, never turns on.
Mexican Western.
And well, I mean, they got Netflix shit on TV. I can watch it if I want to, but I'm too busy doing other shit. But I watched Peaky Blinders. I watched fucking Mad Men. I watched Suits, and I watched The Dairy. I had to watch that just because I'm a Stephen King fan. But luckily, that's all
the
the first
Dairy.
Yeah.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about
series.
you talking about the It adaptation?
Yeah, the series just came on.
Yeah, I didn't know there was like I said, I don't watch TV, so
Yeah, I'm
this
with
is
Christopher on
like-
this one. I have no clue what the fuck you guys are talking.
The reason I started watching that one is because it just came out, so I can literally sit down for an hour, take a break, watch it, and I'm out. I ain't gonna binge watch shit.
yes. Because binging is a rabbit hole a lot of people
Found
get
it.
into.
Are we ready?
Oh, this scene, isn't it?
Where's this mumbling?
Listen, I understood absolutely
I can-
everything that he
I
said.
understood everything. I understood everything.
I
he said.
understood everything, but
He's
I
not-
understood nothing at the same time.
Yeah, not coming alone, and he's got his fucking cane because of fucking sciatica.
Yeah, you got a sciatic pain throughout
But-
the
but I'm
summer
from-
solstice.
But if you, there's a video I can show you later. I'll have to pull it up, send it to you, where they actually explain that the Southern accent is the closest thing to the King's English that's out there, even though it doesn't sound like it. It's because of the way like because of the Civil War and stuff like that, we actually used the old dictionaries and encyclopedias instead of getting them when they switched them here. So the pronunciation was the same. And basically our draw is a stretched out version of y'all's accent.
True. Draw.
Go to YouTube, put it
To
on the
be fair, that
screen.
is true. No, fair enough. No, because very posh British people, they pronounce everything, and they're very slow, like I don't know, straw, draw. Look at the door, you know. Look at the
They stretch it
door.
out.
How the fuck do you say door? I don't know in your amazing accent.
I just say door.
But it does sound similar now that you somewhat mention it. Only a little bit though. That's
Hold on.
interesting.
I'll see if I can find it and I'll show it to you. I'll just have to hold it up to the screen.
I mean, it makes sense because a lot of the loyalists were in the southern part during the not the civil, the War of Independence for some period.
Here it is,
Yeah,
right here.
makes sense.
All right, pay attention.
Primary reason, most people don't realize that the American Southern accent is not a sign of ignorance, but actually the fact that, according to linguists, we're the only people left in the United States who generally still sound like our ancestors. Because if you listen to native born Southern speakers, the average Southerner tends to sound more like this, what we call this moonlight magnolias drawl. Because if you speed up that Southern drawl, over time it rapidly becomes a British accent. Most people don't realize that people that came here from Europe were largely from the United Kingdom. So when they got here, this was more along the lines of their speaking tones. But that's the first and second generations coming off the boats, not their children. By the third and fourth generations, the kids don't quite sound like mum and dad anymore because they're starting to develop a slight elongation of the way they talk. What's today called the Virginia Tidewater accent. It's not a complete southern drawl because that's a port area. But as you go farther into the southern interior and the years progress, the accent tends to get thicker, deeper, richer. By Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia, heck yeah, you got a full-blown southern drawl. But people don't realize that in most cases in Louisiana, many of the native speakers don't sound like that. They tend to sound like this, I guarantee, especially around the bayous. Because you speed up that South Louisiana Cajun Creole accent, over time it becomes en français, French. With, of course, certain exceptions in New Orleans, which tend to sound like more like New Yorkers because of the Irish and the Sicilian Italian influence. So they tend to sound a bit more like this. And people tend to get a little confused because they think, what, you from New York? Nah, I'm from New Orleans. Why? So you have to realize that at the end of the day, Southern speakers, like I said, we're not ignorant as it's often been assumed, but we simply sound like the ancestors that came here so many years ago.
Very interesting.
That is actually very interesting knowledge.
Oh, fair.
Fair
And the
Random
way
enough.
that
shit.
she was changing between accents is
The way she swapped between accents had me. I got
Yeah,
so
she was
confused.
great. Look, I understood the New York one, but I didn't know it was to that extent. So fair enough.
Fucking hate New York accent.
Hey, stop breaking my balls.
To be fair, it's kind of the same as how we have it here with like East London accent, North London accent, and like further up north, Midlands.
So
Everyone's got a
basically,
bit of a different pronunciation.
the people that settled like New York and the South, they all came from like the same parts of like England. So if all the people went up north came from the same part, and all the people came down south came from the same part. So a lot of those you'll have like certain areas that'll sound like that area back in the UK.
Yeah.
interesting. All right, gents. I think we should end it there.
Yeah, we
An
got
hour.
almost 2 hours.
So
Yeah, I gotta finish packing because I gotta fly out in the morning.
Hell,
All right.
he's got a soar in the sky. It's gonna be amazing.
Where are you off to
I
this
gotta
week?
go
Hey,
Mexico. I gotta go
Mexican
pick up
water.
another. I gotta go pick up another bottle.
Mexican water.
Yeah, that one will
My
be
bottle
gone
of
by the end.
Mexican. No, Lord, no. I won't drink anymore after now. That's it. The only time I
Allegedly.
drink is when I'm on this.
Man.
Only time I drink is when I'm sitting here talking with y'all.
That's
If
nice
I'm at
to know.
home. The only time I
That's
drink
nice to
is when
know.
I'm.
He says.
Yeah.
That's nice to know.
No, I'm not a full-fledged alcoholic.
No, only half-fledged.
Yeah, only when I'm talking with y'all. If we stop doing podcasts, I'll stop drinking.
So you need alcohol to put up with us.
yeah,
That's
don't do that.
interesting.
Don't do that.
We're gonna see with a bottle of water next time.
Very subtle way to call us all dickheads.
Dickhead. Dickhead.
Was that passive-aggressive gayness? I'm gonna stop this right now.
No.